station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answers to the human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers, and you can transform your life. Right now on WHFS in Tampa and WWNN in South Florida, SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2 hours, listen and call in toll-free, 888-565-1470, 888-565-1470, and watch SarahSpiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and share love and light.
In me and you. Oh, yes, indeed. There's a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we are answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. There's an angel. There's a guide. You're not making this journey alone. There's always somebody by your side. Perhaps you think your loved ones on the other side are with you. They are. But your guides and your angels, they are beings from the other side. They are angelic beings who are here to assist us. Our angels are here to make sure that we stay on track in our journey of life. And our guides, because they were once human, they know what it's like to have a few snafus in our life and our personality and have some issues with our day-to-day experiences. You see your angels and your guides. They're your friends. They're here to help you. And maybe you don't feel like anyone on the other side is listening. Maybe you're talking to God and no one's answering, or you're not noticing how they're answering. But each day, your guides and your angels give you messages. Each day they step forward and give you everything that you need. They make sure that you get to work on time, even if you're running late. They give you that prompting to not take the highway and take the side roads. Then later on you find out that there was an accident and you would have been late. They're there to make sure that you have all the tools you need to manifest and create the life you want. So why aren't we talking to them more? I know many of you talk to yourself. It's okay, you can confess. You do. You talk to yourself and you share with your energy outside of your body, and you talk and you share and you don't really know who's listening. Well, what if you made a deliberate connection? What if every day you wake up and in your moment of gratitude, you thank the divine, and then you thank your guides and your angels for showing up for you in different ways? And you may say, but Sarah, I don't know who my guides are. Well, first and foremost, they need to know who you are, and that they do. So they're there, and we have a collective energy of guides with us. Probably more guides than you can count. And you have your angels. They're always with you. We have our guardian angels, been with you since birth. So your guides and angels are just waiting for you to ask for assistance. But you know, us humans, we're going to figure it out. We're going to find a way. That's too woo-woo to be talking to the sky and asking my angels and my guides to show up for me and help me negotiate a business deal. But they can. They can help prompt you, say just the right thing to close the deal. They can guide you to the right people for the right connections. They can support you so that you feel safe and secure and loved. And they can comfort you and let you know when things aren't going well, that this too shall pass and you will be well. Your angels and your guides, they've been with you for maybe more than just this lifetime. They've been with you for a journey. And together you have chosen to navigate experiences that are going to transform your soul, your higher self, your spiritual self. See, it's not all about our personality and what we can and cannot accomplish. It is about us stepping into the soul self and recognizing that our messages are very much connected to something outside of our physical being. There's a rope, a string, a thread, a cord, whatever you want to call it. There's a connection. There's a frequency. There's a flow. And have you ever noticed that when you feel in the flow, how things go? You just have to kind of feel it. You have to know that something else is there. And often when I talk to the guides and the angels, they let me know that they are always listening for the moment in our being that we feel uncertain, so that they can give us a clue so that we can stay focused and align with the path, the destiny. I remember the first time I ever heard a voice. It was a voice that was not quite an external voice, like someone standing next to me, but it was this inner, outer sound that was running through the train of my thoughts, but didn't sound like me if I were to have heard it on an external realm. But I heard this voice internally. And this voice had said to me that everything would be okay. And I was going through an opportunity to audition for something, and I didn't know if I would qualify. And so I had to really practice and get myself ready. And I really didn't know if I was ready. And there were a lot of people that thought I was a little silly to want to go out on the stage and perform. They considered me not experienced. They considered me maybe not talented, whatever their opinion was. But I had a feeling. You all have feelings. So it was my feeling inside that gave me this courage, this understanding that some other people's words may not be the story, and that I had the power to feel my story and live my story my way. How many times have you let someone else's opinion of your life or their opinion of your story dictate which way you go? So at a very early age, I had an experience that nudged me in a direction of something that was not what everyone thought. And so I stepped out on a stage and I performed against so many different types of talent and people. And after being termed as not being good enough in one statement, I suddenly on the big stage became good enough to win the whole thing. First performance ever in my life, stepped on the stage, won it. Now, was that my angels working for me? That was God, yes. But was it me? I practice. But what part was my angels and guides working for me? It was them giving me the courage so that I could know that I could do it. And then fast forward a few years. So there I am in college, or a college audition. And when you take music in college and you want to be a voice major, they put you through a pretty rigorous process. You have to send in video, you have to perform, you have to learn to sing in different languages. It was pretty rigorous. And so I wasn't equipped for all of that. But somehow I got myself ready. And when I showed up, after having taken 8 singing lessons, only 8, I showed up for my college audition. I'll never forget the feeling that came over me. It was like electricity. It was a cross between a goosebump and a chill, to a I belong here, to then the human thought like, uh-oh, I'm scared. What's going to happen? And so the music began, and there were 3 pieces that had to be performed. And I just did it. Now, sitting across from me is a panel of accomplished musicians. There was a woman who sang in the New York City Opera. There was a wonderful conductor. There was a violinist. There was another vocalist. And then some of the hierarchy of the college. It was quite the production. And when I finished, the woman who had studied in the New York City Opera, she just stood up and she clasped her hands to the air and then to her heart, and she said, "Oh my God, And then I felt God. I felt my angels. And in that moment of my feeling a feeling and receiving a vibration and a reaction from someone that at the time I didn't know anything about God or angels, or I just knew what I had practiced in my religious beliefs, but I didn't really know the connection. And so she recognized that there was some raw talent, some undeveloped talent. But she recognized the gift that was the same gift that was whispered to me many years prior that said, go ahead, go take the stage, go enter the competition, go win. You can win. And so the feelings that you receive inside are your guidance. And then we use our rational mind that says, well, I don't know if that could happen, or I'm not good enough, or maybe it won't work out. And we water down the promptings of our guides and our angels. Is it great when they just manifest something in front of you and you know they heard you and it's evidence? Yes. When you see something unusual happen, you know it's a signal or a sign from your loved one on the other side, and it's profound and there's no denying it. Yes, that's magnificent. But is that how it always works? No. It's a subtle prompting and a push and a nudge and a feeling of connection and warmth and harmony. This is what the soul has come to experience in this experience of life. So why would we doubt that there's nothing supporting us? Why would we go out into the world and think we have to figure it all out, be it get a new job or manage our finances or figure out what we were doing in our lives and what is the right choice? We're so frantic on figuring it out and putting our mind into action and being action-orientated that often we neglect to feel. I was talking to a lovely individual earlier today, and we were talking about her business, and we were talking about her wanting to reinvent herself. She was talking about the shift that she was going through. She'd been my client for years. She was in town, and she kept saying, yes, I've got to do something because I'm so broke. I'm so broke. The third time she said, I'm so broke, I'm like, listen, stop saying you're so broke. You're not broke. Things aren't playing out the way you thought they would, but you're not broke. You're just choosing to focus on the fact that at the moment it's not flowing the way you thought it should. Therefore, you're focusing on the feeling of lack, and you're only going to create more lack. So let's not talk about I'm so broke. And I recalibrated it, and I gave her another phrase to say, and we laughed about it. But how many times have you got your paycheck no, it's not tomorrow, Friday is 2 days from now. When you get your paycheck on Friday, are you going to spend it and by the end of the day say, oh, I paid my bills and now I'm so broke? You're going to run around for 2 weeks and say you're broke? Given the environment and all the money that we need to spend to survive in the world, I could see how we might feel as if we are stretching because we are living in a physical world. But your angels will do something for you. Your angels will help you figure another way. They'll give you another avenue. Something good will happen to offset an inconvenience. And please remember that your loved ones, they have paved the way for you. They went the path before us so that we could understand what we needed to do. And yes, we learned from them. Some things maybe we need to unlearn because they too passed on their fears and their thought of lack. This young lady is from another country where maybe they had known lack and difficulties. So perhaps it was easy for her to fall into the words, I'm broke. But she's not really broke. She's gifted beyond words. She can do and create anything she wants and thus reinvent herself. And if she's feeling the prompting of reinventing herself, if you're feeling a need, a push to reinvent yourself, then why are you hanging on to a sinking ship? Why not step up and create something wonderful for yourself? It's a journey. And not every moment is going to be as perfect as we want. We're not always going to feel as connected as we think we should, air quotes for that one. Because we get in our own way. The best way to know is to just know. From the I don't know is the I know. We have to surrender to that. We have to surrender to the fact that when we chose this life, we came fully equipped. We came with guides and angels. We picked our parents, we picked our relatives, we picked where we would be born. Those of you who want a refund, talk to God when you get there, but you picked it. And you decided how you were going to live your life. And each person along the journey is significant. Never underestimate the power of a person. Earlier today, I was speaking with someone and we were talking about friendships and things. And I said, well, how do you know that that person didn't serve to connect you to someone else? And that was their role. And if now they're stepping away, that's okay. They serve their purpose in the story. I know you think you know your story, and I know you think that you have it all figured out in so many ways, but there's a story that's deeper than the story that you're concocting and figuring in your mind. You know that saying, God laughs at he who makes plans. So what is your plan? And is your plan coming from this, the brain, or is it coming from your heart? Are you stepping into something powerful and embracing everything that you desire? Or are you just floundering in your thoughts and second-guessing yourself? You've got to realize the power is inside and you've had it all the while. And that your relatives who've passed, they're with you. And regardless of the relationship that you had in the physical, they have a deeper understanding of the meaning, the significance of the relationship. So those of you who sit and think, oh, is my mom mad at me or my dad? Or are they disappointed? Is there still a disagreement going on between me and my brother? No. They're in light. They express themselves in a way that is connected in the flow of love. And they understand their role in the rift between you, or the disconnect, or perhaps the reason why they were a critical or negative parent. They have a much better understanding of all that. And part of that was their journey, and part of that was their lesson, and part of that served a purpose so that you could be the person you came to be, so that you could experience finding your own courage, your own healthy boundaries, and realizing you had the power to heal yourself. And that you could change anything anyone told you and choose not to believe it to be the truth and go inside and listen to your own truth. If we listened to every critical word anyone has ever said, I don't think many of us would get out of the bed in the morning. It could be that cruel a world. But inside you know that if you just allow and don't try so hard. I don't mean don't show up and do actions in the direction of what you want, or take the time to investigate what that change might be. But you still have to let things happen. And trust that your guides and your angels, these powerful beings, are with you. Ever connected, ever knowing there's an angel on your shoulder watching over you, and a guide to the right of you and a guide to the left. And together, you're narrowing down the steps of life to find the most fulfilling path for you. It's about being fulfilled and living in the centeredness of the oneness of love. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to come to the phone lines, 888-565-1470. And for those of you on Facebook and YouTube, be sure to leave your comments, your questions directly in the feed, and we'll be answering those too. Go to SarahSpiritual on Facebook and YouTube, and stay with us, everyone. We will be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
We've got a feeling you'll want to listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. for insightful, intuitive messages on WHFS. Sarah Spiritual is a spiritual advisor and transformational coach who will assist you. Join Sarah Spiritual for a powerful hour of life's questions and Spirit's answers. I've got a feeling you'll love Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, 6 to 7 p.m. Wednesday. Got the feeling? Just call 888-565-1470.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Because you know that you know me, I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And we're going to go to the phone lines. And I've got Terry. Terry, she's in Oregon. Terry, how are you tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, Terry. Good to connect with you.
You as well.
And how can I assist you tonight?
Well, where I'm living, it's not a good situation. It turned into domestic violence. And he got kicked out of his own house. And I'm staying here, but I'm scared to death. I want to leave. Do you see me moving to Washington in the next week or two?
Let me take a look and see what's going on. And, of course, we do want you to be safe. So we send the angels to surround you to keep things safe. And so is he living in the house with you now?
No.
Okay.
He can't come back.
He can't come back.
Until I leave.
Till you leave. So, yes, I see you safe, and I do feel that I see a move for you. And when I look at this energy, the first thing that they make me aware of is that this timeline is coming into the time of March 17th, 18th, 19th. That's kind of the time when I see you out.
Okay.
So you're making arrangements to go to another state, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And,
Yes.
you know, it's difficult, Terry, because I would imagine you never thought you'd see yourself in this situation, correct?
Correct. No.
I know. And here we are, our little girl inside not feeling safe, and the adult woman not feeling safe as well, yes?
Correct.
And when I take you back to when you were 8 years old, where did you not feel safe then?
My neighbor.
So there was erratic behavior coming from the neighbor, yes? They made you feel intimidated, yes?
Yes, correct.
So we've kind of attracted similar energies in this, yes? But it's a little bit more up close and personal now.
Yes, correct. Correct.
And no one deserves to feel that way.
Huh?
No one deserves to feel that way. And when you were 8, you weren't feeling protected and shielded by your parents either at that time. Is that also correct?
That's correct.
So now we're going to step into the energy of a new life for you. And when I create this flow around you and they show me what's there, they show me that not only is there new beginnings, but there's a ability to learn how to love self. Because you've been putting others before yourself in many ways. And if I hear correctly, the way this person kind of connected to you was almost in a way that pulled on your heartstrings, that they needed you. Is that true?
Correct. Yes.
And so they kind of pulled you in, and you thought you were going to make a difference in their life. And in turn, they turned your life into a nightmare.
Yes, you're spot on. Yes.
And so in this moment, what we need to do is remember that Terry is fine on her own. And we do not need to save or rescue someone. And so we will move ourselves forward. And the transition will feel a little rocky in the beginning, because here's the interesting thing. There's a part of you that is afraid to stay, but also afraid to go into the unknown, yes?
Yes, correct.
You're thinking at this age, at this juncture, oh my God, I've got to start all over. And you feel like you're escaping like a thief in the night, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. But in this moment of now, what I see around you is that you have become powerful. And it took a while, but you have your healthy boundaries. And my guides are telling me that when we go into the months of July, August, September, we're very much settled into a new place, a new life. And everything begins to move forward in that direction.
And my cats will be with me. They'll be settled with me, too.
I couldn't imagine it any other way, could you?
Okay, no.
Then you manifest that. I am the woman who is manifesting a place with me and my cats.
Yes.
because we have to keep them safe, right? They are entrusted
Correct.
to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
thank you so much, Sarah.
you're welcome. And remember that no matter what he says, no matter what he does from this point on, he can never be anything different than who he's shown you he is at this time.
You're right.
So we
You're
can
so
make no
right.
more excuses for him.
You're right.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
You're welcome,
You really
Terry.
brought light into my situation. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're
God
welcome.
Bless you.
And God bless you. And keep us posted on the journey. And
I
ask the
will.
angels
I
to
will.
protect you. We send Archangel Michael to bring you through with ease and grace and make you invincible and invisible. God bless you. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to go back to the phone lines, and we're going to Port St. Lucie. And I've got Jill on the line. Jill, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you again, Miss Jill. And what is your question for me?
I was wondering, which job I should enter next. I'm just feeling a little anxious because I feel like I'm not doing the best job because I feel like I'm really unclear onto what I want and what I should, what I'm meant to do. But I was just wondering which field should I enter next?
So we're going to step out of what we're doing. Is that the thought here?
Yeah, that's a thought.
Okay. And that thought is rooted in fear and I'm not good enough and the mind that is comparing yourself to others?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a divine thought. That sounds like a thought that's sabotaging you from your destiny, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Perhaps we need a new environment. And we also need to do some work on ourselves, but a new environment certainly will help. We're thinking of moving, Jill.
Mm-hmm.
I see a move. Is that what you're leaning towards?
Yes.
Outside of where you are, a different place in Florida, correct?
Yes.
North of you, yes?
Yes.
Orlando area, somewhere around there?
I was maybe California.
Well, then we're going west, yes, indeed. Well, you've got some choices to make. In the industry that you're in, you want to find the right fit for work. I don't see you leaving the industry, perhaps a different job description.
Mm-hmm.
But you stepped into this industry not to be behind the scenes. You stepped into the industry so eventually you could be in front, yes?
Mm-hmm.
You want to be in the front of the microphone or the camera, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So what are we afraid of?
Just not being good enough. That's the fear.
It takes practice, yes?
Yeah.
Are we practicing?
No.
Okay. So we'll go back to my story for a moment for reference. I taught myself to sing, and I practiced every day until I got it right, and then I won. But they told me I couldn't do it, but I won anyhow. And you could say, okay, Sarah, but I'm not you. And I will tell you that if you feel in your soul that that's what you want to do, then you have the courage and the strength wired inside of you. You will accomplish it. You're looking at other people and saying they are more poised than I am. They are prettier than I am. They are much better with their words. They're quicker learning. And you're going through a whole list of what everybody else is. And leaving poor little Jill in the corner, feeling like she's not enough. It's a difficult environment in the location that you're at. They don't foster talent. It's sink or swim, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And part of that is the industry. I'll tell you that. But a change would be great. So look at all the roles associated with what you do. And yes, I understand we are in the background usually first before we get our opportunity to be in the front. So find a different background job in the same industry while you perfect your talent. And then you'll move yourself forward.
Okay.
The move is based on you. A move that far away, I don't know who you know that will be of assistance to you, but it would be a real hard jump start. So we'll need to be very courageous if we go that far.
Okay.
So perhaps we'll start with Orlando first as a baby step,
Okay.
and then move west.
Okay.
Because we don't know anyone to even share a place with, and it's very expensive.
Mhm.
But we can muster up some people in Orlando.
Okay.
Trust the journey, Jill.
Okay.
You are more than good enough, and you wouldn't have been drawn to do this if it wasn't for you. Thank you so much for your call. Bye
Thank
for
you,
now.
Sarah.
You're welcome. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're coming back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? I am SarahSpiritual, and we are spiritually speaking with all of you all across the nation. And we're going to go back to the phone lines, and I've got Marianne, and she's in Lake Worth, Florida. Marianne, how are you tonight?
I'm good, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well, and your birthday's coming up. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Good. So this year for you is really going to represent powerful relationships, stepping into some powerful connections of the heart, and really kind of sustaining some healthy boundaries. Are you feeling like you've got to put some boundaries into place, Marianne?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay. So we want to make sure that people are tuning into what Marianne would like things to be like, and you're not overcompensating because you need to take care of you. This year really is all about you.
Right.
So the focus, the emphasis for you this year is about you. Marianne, what is your question for me?
What does the angels have for me?
Well, I did just give you some information from the angels. That all came from the angels. And, you know, the angels also talk to me about people and relationships. We've been trying to have a better communication and understanding with someone close to us at this time. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. And you're not feeling like you're being heard correctly? Is that the right way to phrase it, please?
Yes.
Okay. And you're feeling as if you might never be heard, yes, in this way? Okay.
Sometimes, yes.
Frustrated is the word they give me. So
yes, frustrated, yes.
we want to take a step back because remembering we're creatures of habit, and this is someone who's close to you in your immediate circle, immediate family. Is this true?
Yes.
Okay. And their energy around you is sometimes erratic because they've got a lot on their plate and they're going through a lot on their own. Is that also true?
True, yes.
They went through a major shift in how they perceive themselves, and now they have to shift how they do things. And for them, that's a stretch, yes?
Yes.
They're not as think outside the box as you are, honey. Good Lord.
But
So what I see here for you is for you to understand patience. And I want you to remember your healthy boundaries, as I said earlier. It is so important for you to hold the boundaries, and we can have compassion and patience, and then we say, okay, but now we've crossed the line. I need this to be a certain way. And we need to be seen and heard. Because my guides say that sometimes you just want to throw your hands up in the air and you want to just go. Is that true?
True.
Taking the time to decide what is important for Marianne this year will give you all the guidance that you need for whatever you choose to do next. Now, Marianne, when I was first connecting to you, there's a woman who stepped forward to me, Marianne, who's in the maternal side of the family. She reads as if she's grandmother energy. Your grandmother passed, your mother's mother, please, yes?
Yes, long time ago.
Okay,
yes.
and there's a woman standing near her, right next to her, actually, in front of her. Is this your mother that passed as well, please, Marianne?
No, that could be my aunt.
Your aunt.
Her oldest sister.
Her oldest sister, yes, because she makes me feel as if she's the daughter of the grandmother. This is how she presents herself, but she's connected to grandmother. And you come from a strong line of women. Is this also true, Marianne?
Yes.
Yes. I can't say what they just said, but you don't take any you-know-what, right? You just, all right.
Correct.
So
That's true.
this strength that you have, remember sometimes you may not be responding in a way that allows the communication to flow in strong personality.
Right. I got what you're saying.
So remember the strength, and perhaps we need to take a step back and soften something. I see a trip, Marianne. You need to go away. Is there a trip that you're planning?
Yes.
Okay. Besides your birthday, there's another birthday coming up connected to the family as well. Is this also true, please?
Yes, my daughter.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. And then they're talking to me about 3. Who's the 3? Are there 3 people in your mother's family or your family? Who are the 3 people, please?
3 people birthday?
Yes. Yours, your daughter, and there's someone else, please.
My husband's is coming up in August. He's the
Okay,
next
no,
one
there's
in the
something
line.
else. No, this is connected to grandmother, mother, and so there is someone else's birthday coming
Oh,
up.
my mother.
Okay, thank you so much for that, because I guess your grandma would know, right? So she's making me aware of that birthday as well. Know that your grandmother's with you, even though she passed a long time ago. Your aunt is the present as well. You have much guidance and help on the other side, Mary Ann. And I want you to do something fun for yourself every week. I feel like you don't feel like there's any fun for you, and it's not allowing you to relax into your feelings so that you could express yourself in a better way. When I look to your husband in his birthday time, I feel like things begin to mellow out for him, and he begins to feel a little easier. Recently, there was a change in something with his work, please? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So he's stressed. Girl,
Yeah.
he's stressed.
I guess, yes. Yeah.
Okay. And so this is kind of creating a up and down. So I just want, your angels want you to know, I want you to know that this too shall pass. Focus on you for right now. He'll figure it out. He's a big boy. And you'll be fine. All right?
Okay.
Marianne, know
All
that they
right.
send you much love from the other side, and always
give
with
them
you.
my love also.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling and following the show. Bye for now.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 888-565-1470. We continue to take your phone calls right here on WWN and 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. We're going to continue in just a moment. We've got to take a break, and when we come back from our sponsors, we're going to be talking to our Facebook friends, our YouTube friends. So leave your comments and your questions in the feed and take a listen, because when we go to commercial, we are going to just get our energy revved up, because I know the guides and the angels, they're here for all of you. We'll be right back.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light. There's a light that opens doors.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with SarahSpiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host,
Standing at the corner now, watching everybody pass me by. I've been waiting for my time, but I don't know which way to go. I'm at the crossroads of my life, and I don't know which way to go. I know there's no room for mistakes, 'cause it's time for me to move on. I don't know where I've been. Somehow life just swept me in, and as I I'm aware that everything I've done that brought me here, but I'm at the crossroads of my life. There's no time or mistakes. This is my defining moment now. At the crossroads of my life, there's no time for regrets, no time to look back, no time to cry, no time to waste it all. So I stand here one more moment and take a look to be sure the direction I may go is right where I wanna be for sure. 'Cause I'm at the crossroads of my life, and I'm standing here all alone. I've gotta make my way where I need to be, 'cause I'm at the crossroads that define me. At the crossroads. If you knew how I feel, would you be gone now? If you knew what life was like, would you have walked out the door? I wonder now.
Advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions and to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, SarahSpiritual will assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in. 888-565-1470. 888-565-1470. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube. And you can share the love and light.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light.
Yes, indeed, there's a light right here on WWNN, and we are answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And we're going to go to Chicago, a heck of a town. We've got Yvonne in Chicago. Yvonne, how are you doing tonight?
I'm kind of sad tonight, Sarah.
Oh.
My nephew was found dead February the 10th.
Yes.
And we just left the funeral home. We did his hair. He was found in another city, but we brought him back here, and we just left the funeral home. My other son did his hair, but with my nephew that passed,
Yes.
I had him, Sarah, since he was 8 years old, so he's like my son.
Like your son. I'm sorry to hear that. Yes.
My sister died when he was 8, so I took him, and now he's gone. I need to know, and I know, I just saw the body, and I know he's trying to tell his auntie something. I know he is.
Yes.
He was born March, and his birthday, he was born March 5th, 87, and he wasn't even here.
87.
March 5th just passed, and he was already dead.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay.
And, you know, he was a very personable person, right? His personality was very kind and giving and magnanimous. Yes, just very good-hearted young man. Very strong in his personality as well. And when I look into the energy around his experience here called life, he regarded you as a role model, a mentor, a mother figure for him, not just because you stepped in for your sister who passed unexpectedly. Yes, your sister passed unexpectedly?
Yeah, she was killed.
Yes. Yes. So you had to step in because my guides tell me she was here and she was gone. Yes. And
Yes.
so it's this energy of him looking up to you and you being a role model to kind of keep him on a straight path. Yes.
I tried.
I know you tried. But he still had his own path, and you understand what I mean by this, yes?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, I do.
And so when I look at the energy, the story around his passing is complicated. This is true? Yes, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I feel like you and I started to talk about this before. Is this true?
No, that was another nephew. Wow, that was another nephew.
Okay.
Before earlier, in January.
In January. And that was the one with the necklace, yes?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it was all on the nationwide TV.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you said it was going to be big, and it was.
Yes.
That was my other nephew. Now,
Okay.
here, this nephew passed, and it was a month.
I'm
First
almost...
nephew was January 10th, and this nephew today that he was died on February 10th, January 10th, February 10th.
So your nephew, who they took the necklace, the gold necklace, okay? He's the one who's stepping forward. And he wants you to know that he has I'll refer to him as your son. He has your son.
My God.
Okay? And he's holding him in his energy. And even though it's too soon for me to bring through your son, know that the nephew steps forward and they have this energy around them of unity, almost like in some ways they were twins in some way. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but they were similar in some way, okay? And they give me this energy of connection of the heart that connects to you because you're really the person everyone looks up to in the family. Is that true?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes.
Well, those who want to listen, yes. Mm-hmm.
Right. Did John see his mom?
So your mother steps forward as well, Yvonne.
Oh, my God. Okay.
And she is with you. And your mom is interesting. Did your mom used to spend a lot of time, interesting, was there a lot of laundry in the house? She's folding clothes here with me. And she's folding
clothes a lot.
A lot, yes. And so she's folding these clothes and she's making neat piles is the energy, like she's rehashing a memory of being alive and getting everybody's clothes in order. And as she takes these clothes and she folds them and gets them in order for you, Yvonne, she's getting everyone in heaven in order, okay? And she's gathering everybody together. Your sister who passed, she's talking to me about someone she knew, a boyfriend, or is that who killed her, please?
That was never solved.
Okay. But she was with someone, she was dating somebody at that time, yes, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's connected to him.
Okay.
So it's as if tragedy is traveling down this lineage in your family, unfortunately.
Yes.
And we don't really understand the meaning other than perhaps there's a contract of the souls to go through this, unfortunately. But we also know that your nephew and your son, your nephew who was like a son, not all of their friends were the best energy to surround themselves with. This is true, yes.
I always told them, everybody is not your friend.
Everybody's not your friend. Yeah. And there was a lot of jealousy around your son-like nephew, okay?
Okay.
And they moved him from one place to another.
They say he passed in the hospital and then they moved him to,
another place, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But when he passed in the hospital, they didn't know everything about him at the time. Is that true?
Right, because they took a while for them to find me.
Yes.
And me being
right, and so they didn't know how to reach anyone. So my guides are making me aware of they moved him from one place to another. Okay.
Okay.
And your nephew who passed wants you to know that your nephew who was like a son didn't suffer.
That's what I wanted to know.
And he knows that. And he didn't suffer.
Okay.
A lot of tragedy around you right now, Yvonne, and for that our hearts go out to you because it is a difficult place to be. But understand this, that you made each one of their lives better. And that was your reason for being. And that you did the best they could, but their souls had their own path that nobody could change.
Yeah. And I was saying if I had brought him back here, what would have happened? It wouldn't have happened, but I know.
Yes. He needed to follow that path.
Okay.
And you're not responsible for that outcome.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Sarah.
And I know that he will communicate with you
I
soon.
know it. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Yeah.
And whose blanket do you have that's connected to family, please? Is this your mother's blanket, please?
Yeah, I do have her blanket. Yes.
Okay. And so as I see this blanket that's connected to your mother's energy, that feeling, she takes the blanket that is hers and she wraps it around you to give you comfort.
Thank you.
So you are protected and they are with you, Yvonne.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. And Sean did not suffer. And we're having the services on Friday to celebrate his life. And I just know he's coming to me. I know he is. I've had him since he was 8 years old.
And there's a lot of music around his energy. There was a love of music, please?
He likes to turn it up loud, yes.
Yeah. So turn it up loud, honey, because he lived life big and loud. You need to let him go out big and loud. Turn it up loud.
Big and loud.
Okay.
I will.
All right, honey. Thank you so much. God bless you, and we're sorry
Thank
for your
you.
losses.
Thank you, Sarah.
Bye
Thank
for
you.
now. Bye.
Okay, bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to take a question from Facebook. We've got quite the conversations going on over there on Facebook. We got Claire Moss, and she's completely crumbled. She's like, oh my goodness, Sarah, I have no direction, no goal. I need guidance. So Claire is feeling like her whole world has become destroyed because what she thought she knew and what she thought was solid couldn't sustain itself. And she feels as if her energy's been drained and she's been navigating difficulties in friendships, relationships, finances, and now she feels like she's out on her own. Your guides and your angels want you to know, Claire, that this is an important time for you because we are clearing out a lot of old energy. And when I move you back the past 8 years, they have been some of your best times, but they have been some of your worst times. And we are closing out that chapter of energy of change for you to put you on this path of a new beginning. This new beginning does not come without a price. It comes with a price of loss of relationship and loss of identity because you identified yourself with relationships. But now is a time for you to step into your own new foundation. I do feel, Claire, that there is a new opportunity for work that is going to come for you and that your guides and angels have your back and that all you need to do is ask. And please, Claire, do whatever you can to clear your energy energetically because I feel as if you've picked up a lot of negative energy. So we want to make sure that you are clear. Thank you so much, Claire, for your Facebook question. And we're going to take another question from Facebook and from YouTube. We've got Gloria Garcia, and she's in YouTube. She says, does my dad have something to tell me? His birthday's coming up, and he died like 23 years ago. And he came to her in a dream and gave her a big hug, but he looks sad. And, you know, Claire, Gloria, I feel like you've got this energy around you that your father's energy is connecting to you to let you know he's okay. The sadness is that you are not able to connect with him and see him on a regular basis because you don't know that you can. But he's not sad in the way that we would interpret it. He wants you to know that it's time for you to move forward, Gloria, and make changes in your life because things were not handled the way he wanted them to be handled around the time of his passing. And whatever you had to do, you did the best you could. But I feel like things were out of alignment, out of whack in maybe some of the settling up of his passing and whatever papers and information was left behind. This is where perhaps not everyone in the family gelled and got along in this aspect. And so I feel as if he's been feeling that energy of division amongst people. And you need to know that you did the best you could. And it's your turn, Gloria, to come up in the energy of what you want your new life to be. Thank you so much, Gloria, for your YouTube question. We're going to take another question from Facebook and YouTube. We've got Miranda, and Miranda's like, Do I see her having any luck in her first trip in Vegas? Well, luck be a lady tonight. Yes, Miranda, I do feel that there's a win or a connection of money that comes to you, but we have to not focus our energy on coming to win. We just need to kind of go with the flow. Remember the feeling, the prompting? Be in the energy of the feeling of prompting and go in to follow that flow. And your guides and your angels will lead you to the win. If you go into Vegas thinking, I've got to win, I want to win, and you just focus on that, you may miss the clue as to what machine or what game you should play. So follow the prompting, Miranda. You should come back with a nice chunk of change. Thanks so much for your Facebook question. We're going to go back to the phone lines now, and we're going to go to Lisa. Lisa is in Fort Lauderdale. Lisa, how are you tonight? Hi, Lisa. Lisa, you're on live. Okay. Perhaps Lisa can't hear us, so we're going to go to another caller, and we're going to go to Andy. And Andy is in Wellington. Andy, how are you tonight?
Hey, I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm doing well, Andy. Good to make a connection with you. Angels smile upon you. You do your best to stay connected to your guides and your angels in your own way. Is that true?
Yes, 100%.
Yes, and I see here we got a feeling that we've got some balance coming to you. Andy, it's time to kind of balance emotionally and financially here and learn to surrender a little bit more to the divine. Seems like you've got a plan. You're a little bit caught up in your head, but the plan is supposed to come together. You're trying to work something out for yourself for work and career at this time, Andy?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. And this is why they're bringing me there, because remember to surrender the outcome once you do the due diligence, and you're good at due diligence. And once you wrap your emotions around it, just let it go, and they'll make the move for you. Andy, what is your question for us?
Before I ask my question, I want to say thank you so much for the end of last year. We had a soul integration together, and it was just life transforming. So
I'm glad we were able to do that for you.
Thank you.
Yes.
So part of it, it was messages from Spirit. Ever since then, I did meet someone, and I wanted to know if it's something I should pursue or if I should stay on the path of focusing on myself, and then in the future the relationship will happen, or kind of what are the next steps that I can take to be on the right path.
So, Andy, great questioning. And so let's go back to what we were talking about, the balance, yes? Yes. Work-life balance, the emotional and the financial. We need to have both, because you tend to, I'm going to just focus on work. I'm going to just focus on my plan. I'm going to be in my head. And you don't open yourself up. And then you miss a lot of opportunities that are heart-centered. But then when you're in the heart-centered, then you're like, I am so into this experience and I'm feeling everything from my heart. And then you're like, oh my God, I got to focus on work. And so you having difficulty doing the dance of the two.
Right.
So we step you into the energy of, where does Andy want to be in relationship? We cannot say, I'm going to focus on this now. I'll just do me. Because in just doing you, you have your walls up. The universe always knows the perfect time to bring someone in. And in meeting people, we're attracting people that are a reflection of where we are. And then we decide if that is the right vibration as to that being what we want, or we are ready to up-level and connect on a different love language energy. So what is the birthday of the person that you've met?
April 4th, 1998.
Well, that's a strong person. But you're not sure if what you see is what you get.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And there's a bit of their insecurities being masked by an outward illusion. And that's what you want to take a look at. You're not here to rescue puppies. They have to show up in a way that they are able to be an equal match to you. This person is not telling you everything of their backstory. This is something you're picking up on psychically. You're aware that something isn't quite matching up to the feelings you're getting from them. And so see where they explain their journey. How do they explain where they're at? and
Right.
see if it feels like you can allow your guard to come down. Because I feel at first there was a spark, and now you feel like your walls are coming up. This is true, Andy, yes?
100%, yes.
Okay. So that's a clue for you. Are our walls going up because they're hooking into something that has to do with you, and you can work through that? Or is it because you've got a feeling inside that, I've been here before, and something seems false?
That one.
Yeah. And so that's where we have to really learn that feeling, and then just say, I hear what you're saying to the other person, and something isn't making sense to me, and I'm not feeling the authenticity and the transparency here. Is there something else you can share with me so that I can understand this better? And if they talk in circles, then you know we're done.
Right.
Okay?
Perfect.
Too illusionary for me to say that it's the right match for you. You have that feeling inside. Go with it, but have the conversation. Because remember this, especially from our soul integration, Andy, the little boy doesn't have to run anymore because Big Andy is taking care of him. So we can ask questions. And if someone doesn't make us feel good, we can say, hey, I'm not feeling comfortable in this. But their action and reaction does not define who we are. So you could be perfectly content in being your own authentic, transparent person and speaking the feeling of your truth, and then keep it moving. All right?
100%. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andy, for following the show, and I'm glad we were able to do a soul integration. I look forward to talking to you again in a private session someday soon.
Excellent.
God bless you, Andy. Bye for now.
Bless you too.
Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to go to Maria. Maria is in New York. Maria, how are you today?
Not okay. Haven't been okay for the past couple months. I lost my partner in December.
Sorry to hear that.
I'm having a really difficult time.
That is a difficult thing to go through, Maria. And the two of you were together for quite the while, yes?
Yeah, I mean, officially, 5 years, but we've been off and on since the past 15, 16 years. Yeah.
Okay. My guides tell me 12 is the number here that I see, and I know that this is a significant time. So if we were to kind of look at 12 years of this is significant of the 15. This is what they give me. This is how they describe it to me.
Yeah, yeah. That's when we really intertwined.
Yes. And so when I look at this energy and the passing of your partner, there was a piece of you that you felt died along with them. This makes sense to you, yes? I have this energy of oneness that really had just really come over the two of you about 3 years ago. And then about 18 months ago, things really started to change. Mm-hmm. It's a little soon. I'm going to see if I can bridge a connection to them directly for you, Maria. So just bear with me a moment here. And Maria, you have a male figure connected to you that is not your partner. In the father-grandfather figure energy here, your grandfather passed, yes? Father's father?
He did quite some time ago.
Okay.
My mom's dad.
Yes. And he steps forward first for you. He seemed to have been someone who was very, energetic. I don't know. There was just a rhythm to him. I don't know what you remember from him, Maria, but he is very energetic.
No, he definitely owned the room when he...
Yes, very energetic, very powerful energy. That's why he's taking up the space on the other side for me. I'm like, okay, Grandpa, move over. I'm trying to get to somebody else. But I have this feeling around you and your partner, and there's this connection of something about the night before he passed. Is there something that happened between the two of you the night before he passed, please? Does that make any sense to you, honey? Because
not specifically, it was just the last night we spoke.
Okay. On the phone, yes? Or connected, yes? Okay.
On the phone, FaceTime, yeah.
So it's the night before he's passed. Is that the last connection then between the two of you, yes? Because they're
Correct.
making reference to that. And that's what you hold. You can almost still hear his voice in your ear from that night, please?
Yeah.
This is the energy that they give me. And there's a voice message that you have that you've been playing, please?
Yes.
Okay. And so they're showing me that, and it's like you use that to keep the tone alive in your being. Yeah. He makes me feel that before he passed, there was something abrupt before he passed. This was an unexpected passing at this time. Yes, please?
Yeah, he was supposed to come home that day.
Yes, because it was very abrupt, and he makes me feel like he couldn't do what he needed to, and he was gone. This is the energy that he gives me. And he didn't want to go. He had something happened in his chest before he passed, please, Maria? Was there interesting. It's almost as if I feel as if the heart had a problem, but there was a secondary problem that happened first. It's hard to explain because he's coming in and out in my connection, but it's almost like there was an embolism or something, like something unexpected happened. Does this make any sense to you, please?
Yeah, he had a blood clot to his lung that happened quickly.
Yes, so this is what I feel, all right? It's right in the chest. This is the energy that I have. And so he wasn't expecting to go, and this is what he gives to you, that he is here with you, and he had wanted to be with you in the physical.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. He's bringing you... You had a trip planned? Did you guys postpone a trip, and then you were supposed to take a trip?
I personally was supposed to go on a trip, and I decided not to.
Okay. Because he's showing me a ticket for a trip. So you canceled the trip? Was that before he passed, please?
Before,
okay. Yeah. So he's showing me that as well. So he is with you. He's giving me snippets of evidence. He will feel closer and closer to you as time moves on. I know there's no replacing this unexpected passing. And I do tell you that he is in your heart, and he will always connect to you any way that he can. And he is bringing you much love, because the two of you learned how to be friends and lovers. And this is what was the most valuable part of it. Yes?
Yeah, he was my best friend.
He was your best friend. We are sorry for your loss, and know that he will continue to connect. And I do invite you to perhaps, Maria, connect with me privately, perhaps in a little bit of time, so that we can bring him through a little more fully. That's not on radio, and I'll be able to spend a little more time with you and with him to bridge the connection for both of you. All right?
Yeah, I'd love that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Maria. Is this your first time calling the show?
It is.
Thank you. And how did you hear about us?
Through a grieving group that I'm with.
Okay. Well, thank those. I know that a lot of people have been talking about some of the work that I've done there, so thank those who are sending you this support. I know they've been supporting many there, and I'm grateful that they referred you to me, and that I could bridge the gap and give you just a bit of confirmation that he is well and that he is with you, and evidence of those on the other side. Thank you so much, Maria, for your call.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye for now. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're coming right back to the phone line. So pick up the phone, join the conversation, and yes, let's go back to Facebook and YouTube. Keep those questions coming on. We will be right back.
Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free, 888-565-1470.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with SarahSpiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let SarahSpiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice?
And we are back here live on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we are answering your questions all across the nation, 888-565-1470. And we're going to go to Jessica. She's in West Palm Beach. Jessica, how are you tonight?
Hi, how are you, Sarah? I'm good. And yourself?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you, my dear. This is important timing for you. This year is a year for you to take off. Like, how high can you go? How much can you fly? Because it's your year to soar. It truly is, and I think you feel it in your being. Yes,
I do, and that is one of that's pertaining to the question I was going to ask you in regards to my career.
Yes,
I had a reading with you about, I believe, 2 months ago, and everything that you're saying is coming to pass, so I want to thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I do want to let you know that I got promoted. However, I've decided to apply for another job elsewhere in another city, and I was wondering how that's going to go? Should I stay with my current company and wait for this promotion, or should I just leave? Because I'm just having some issues with my current property manager, and
Yes.
I would just like to know what I should do. But thank you for everything that you've done for me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And so I think when Spirit said we had a promotion advancement coming, it's like either where you are or up and out. Either way, we've got to move out, right? We've got to move, right? So there's movement here. So we have to look at the powers that be and the levels of toxicity. And I feel as if there's one person that makes it difficult for you to do your job, yes?
Yes.
And if we move you into a new role, that does not preclude the interaction with the person. It just puts it in a different dynamic, true?
Yes, very much so, yes.
So the way I see it is, unless they leave, not much is going to change. So then the question you're asking yourself within your being is it worth the time and the energy to try to keep myself and my vibes up for the extra money they're giving me, or should I just roll the dice and try to play with new personalities? Now I'm going to give you...
I'm just sorry about that. Keep going.
Yes, so there's a key of this story for you. Okay. We have to be in the energy of satisfaction, accomplishment, and joy. And in the energy of accomplishment and joy, we can create a better position elsewhere. However, if we are in the energy of dissatisfaction with our current environment, chances are when we go to another job, we'll attract another Tom, Dick, or Harry that's just like the guy that you got going on there.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Okay.
I certainly do.
Okay. So we have to kind of make a little more peace energetically with the situation before we go, I'm packing my bags and I'm out. Now, in city, we mean a different part of Florida. Is this what we're saying?
Yes, Bradenton, Florida.
West Coast is where I place you in Florida, yes? Is that the West Coast?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's where I feel the energy is better for you. And we don't know what the personalities will be, but you're going to go ready for that. Now, the new role must be this. Different environment, a lovely vibe is what you're envisioning. But we have to receive a higher level role and higher pay to make it worth your while. Yes?
Yes, yes. It is a higher level role.
And I feel as if they would pay actually more than you're going to get from your current place with your new role and the raise you're supposed to get.
Well, with bonuses and commissions, yes, it may be more.
No, I'm not in the land of May. It will. It will. Okay.
Yeah, there are some things happening with the manager that's at this new role, and I want to work my butt off to get that position if I can. Not if, but I definitely want to work my butt off so I can prove that I can handle it, and let's see where it takes. I mean, I would love to be the property manager for that community. However, like I said, I want to take it one step at a time, and I want to just enjoy this new adventure for me.
And that's what it is. It's a time for adventure. And being in the place that you're at, this is a time of change for you on the energy of who you've come to be. And this opens up a new door of so many new connections for many other reasons other than work. And this is what seems very exciting about the experience as well. So we're going to create new community, new tribe. You're going to step into your personal power. It's all about you right now, Jessica. And it is a time of finances. And for you, 2022, and the way the energy is around you, there's going to be a lot of financial opportunities for you this year. And this is a time to cash in on those financial opportunities so that when I fast forward you and I take you into the year of 2025, we are exactly where we want to be in the roles of success, life, family, everything comes together.
Yes. Oh, yes, for sure. Okay. Definitely want to start a family as well. So thank you for mentioning that.
It is all coming together for you, but this is a great adventure. It's lovely over there. So go west, young woman. It's a new opening for you. And throw your hat in the ring. Make sure you land that position. And then you can gracefully bow out of where you are.
Yes, that's exactly what I want to do. Will I get any hesitation for putting in my notice? Like, do you see anything in regards to that? How will they take it?
Well, your track record speaks for itself. So I see resistance because, well, you have been doing the work of 3 people. So I wouldn't be happy to see you go either, but it's okay. It is your turn. And when I look at this energy, there's a little temperamentalness with one of the partner people there, and that's okay. We will just show up and do our job till the very last day, and if they tell you, oh, you can go today, more time for you.
Right. I just don't understand what the temperamental is about when it comes to that individual that I work with. I just want to do my job efficiently and
personality.
Yeah.
Their personality, their way, their mannerisms, and it doesn't define you. And that's why I want you to make peace around this energy. Okay?
Okay. Will do.
And
I certainly will.
I have to bring to your attention, there's a woman who's been knocking, and she's knocking on the door, like she wants me to open the door to come in. And was there someone, this is really weird, was there a woman who was connected to you who passed in a grandmother-like energy that we used to knock on the door before we came, or did she live with you, or she would knock on the door before she came? There's this woman who's knocking on the door. Does this make any sense to you?
No, not really. Because I never, my grandparents are from Haiti, so I never really got to speak I got to speak with her every time, but we never
didn't really spent time together. Okay. So I'm going to tell you what she's telling me. It may resonate with someone in your family. She's being very insistent. She knocked on the door. She wanted me to open the door. She was behind the door, almost as if maybe she didn't like to come out, or she felt like people needed permission to come in. But she is very much around you. She's very spiritually connected and very in tune to what's going on in the family. And if I take you to the family story, is there something going on with the family back home that isn't settled right now, that is connected to this grandmother energy? Do you know of that?
No, I don't know too much. It would I would have to follow up with my mom.
Follow up with mom. Let her know her mother is there. And I need you to find out if your mom or your aunt, or if you remember you hearing someone literally knocking, because it's like she's trying to get someone's attention connected to your family. Okay. So it's like knocking on the door so someone can open the door. And she's just, but she knocked on the door almost like for me to give her permission to step forward. So makes me feel like she has a certain reverence to what it is I do, a connection, because I think she hailed on the side more of Catholicism, yes? Christianity?
I believe so, yes. I mean, my family is very spiritual. We definitely did practice spirituality.
Yes, we practice it in a God way instead of like some other crazy way, right? So she has, she has great reverence for what it is I do, and is stepping forward. Just know that she's with you. She's with you in the journey. She may have just been a phone call away as opposed to a relationship, but just ask anybody if they've heard any knocking, or what this is about knocking on the door before coming in, or something. There's something about that. There's a more significance than she just wanted permission to connect with me.
I have a feeling it's my aunt. I have a feeling it's my aunt versus my grandmother.
Okay. All right. Well, you all put it together on your end. She didn't identify herself much other than positioning on the maternal side of the family. This is where she stands, okay? So,
is there anything that she would want me to know? Is there anything that she...
This is all I'm getting from her at this time. We were kind of closing out our energy, and she was like, knock, knock, knock. Wait, don't close the connection, Spiritual. I'm here. And she wanted to step through the door so I could connect with her. So I bring that bit of information to you. And Jessica, make the move and get ready for a fun journey. It's all about you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
888-565-1470. And then as I'm talking about knocking on the door, I keep hearing the song, somebody's ringing the bell. Do me a favor, open the door and let 'em in. Ooh. All right, enough of that music here. But that's what's going on in the back of my head, right? I'm trying to tune into this woman on the other side. And I'm like, why are we have songs in my head? Because it's the land of Sarah Spiritual. We're going to go back to the phone lines, and I'm going to go to Kara, and Kara is in Palm Beach Gardens. Kara, how are you tonight?
Hi, I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Good to connect with you. Is this your first time connecting with us tonight?
It is the first time. I was actually with a friend last week, and she came to get a reading with you. And
oh, wonderful.
So I guess that might have been my first time.
Right. Well, first time calling into the show. We welcome you into this experience. Very glad to have you here. Connecting, networking. This is a new kind of vibe for you. There's a connection of friends and family. There's a closeness that the universe is trying to bring to you. We kind of pulling in some of our closest friends at this time right now, Kara, please.
Yes.
And we kind of bringing them in because we kind of feel like we need to have that girl power, that friend power, and you're feeling the need to feel a little more supported at this time. Is this also true? Yes?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
And they make me aware of the angels with you, and I feel like we've been talking to the angels and asking for guidance, almost as if we're going through an adjustment, a major shift. Is this also true?
Yes.
Okay. Also bringing me books and papers. We've been going through books and papers recently, please. Papers, books, pictures, books. Okay. Okay. And so they're moving the things around, and they're talking to me about you have to get things in order. There's a legal document, too, that we're working on. Yes, is there something pertaining to legal documents, something that is connected to someone connected to you who passed, please?
I'm not thinking, you mean like a legal conflict or something, or
a legal paper, some paperwork that has to be filed or recognized or settled or something. There's something connected to someone who passed in those papers there that you have. So I don't know what you're looking through, what you found, but there's something there. They're showing me these papers. Okay. These papers have to do with something official and contractual. Kara, before we run out of time for tonight, what is your question for me?
So my question is, I lost my mother 12 years ago in April, and we were
inseparable.
Extremely, yes.
Yes, you two were like sisters instead of mother-daughters. How friends, sisters, this is a connection. And I don't know, there still might be a paper of something for your mom. Maybe it doesn't require anything done, but there's something there because I'm getting this energy from someone on the other side. So I'm very much aware of this, and I am aware of your mother's presence around you. And there's an anniversary coming for her in April. I think you just said that, yes, but she makes me aware of an anniversary. And she also makes me aware of something significant in another birthday connected to the family. Somebody else's birthday anniversary is coming up somewhere around this April, May time, please. Who is that connected to the family?
April, May.
Okay, who's that?
Maybe my father.
Your father. If father's energy is passed as well, yes?
Yes.
Okay, he's on the other side. He steps forward for me here.
He did?
Yes, that's okay. Remember, they're in love and light, honey, so let him work it out.
Okay.
But he steps forward here, and Mom wants you to know that she is with you and that she is okay. And there's a feeling, a connection that you almost know when she's with you at the times when you talk to her. Does this make sense to you?
She's in my dreams just about every night, and we just talk like we
like you were just here. Yes, and that's that feeling that she gives me, that you know that she's with you every time, every connection, and it's like having a cup of coffee or cup of tea across the table. Yeah. It's like nothing ever changed except you cannot see her. And you have, Kara, a chair of hers or something? She's showing me a chair. What is this chair?
Well, when she passed, I had gotten 2 of her chairs.
Okay. And was one of them more significant to her, please? Because She's showing me this chair like she would be sitting in this chair, but it was her chair. She's very clear to let me know you have one of her chairs. This is what she's telling me. This is true, right?
I'm trying to go back on. Well, I did. I took 2 after she passed.
Okay.
I no longer have them in my possession.
Well, I don't know that she tracks all that, but believe you me, she's showing me that in the passing that you took her chair. Okay, so this is what she makes me aware of. These are bits of evidence that they give me that help us tie together and bridge the connection of the conversation so that we know that we are all connected together.
Do you feel anything? I'm not sure your thoughts on twin flames.
Yes, I have thoughts on that. Are you asking if the two of you were the other piece of each other? Yes.
Because I feel like we were twins or
you
mother
were.
and daughter.
This is why I keep saying you're sisters. Like, to me, you're sisters. There's a lot of past lives between the two of you as well. They're getting ready to wave me off, Kara, but I hope that this has been a good experience for you and that you're glad that you called in. I do hope that we get the opportunity to connect in person someday soon.
We are. I actually have an appointment with you, so I'll be seeing you next month.
I look forward to that, and, I guess we'll visit with Mom a little bit more then. Thank you so much, Kara, and welcome to our family. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. If we didn't get to your call tonight, well, there's always next Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on WWNN. And if you'd like to have a personal session with me, Sarah Spiritual, via phone, via Skype, in person at my center in West Palm Beach, the Expedito Enlightenment Center, just Google Sarah Spiritual, much easier to remember. You'll find my center, all the products that I create, and the different types of sessions that I offer. I would love to sit with you and help you on your journey. We've heard a lot of people are grieving loss of loved ones, and I'm here to assist you in that and also assist you on the journey of creating the best life ever. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you join us for our classes. We have the Power of Now class coming up next Monday, and then we have a big ceremony for the equinox. We're getting ready to rebirth ourselves for spring. It's been an interesting couple of years, but I think it's time we all step into our individual personal power, the power of love, the power of light, and we live in the moment of knowing that our angels and guides are here to assist us. Don't be afraid to make change. Change is good, and it's time that you lived on your terms, the way you choose, and follow your heart. For now, I bid you all farewell, good night, God bless you, and I am Sarah Spiritual.
Upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answers your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at SarahSpiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this